This isn't going to be easy. Okay, this is it's a long time since I've made a video just out of pure emotion. That I make videos. I spend, whether you believe it or not, I can spend up to 100 hours on a video editing. Other times, like now, I just have to get them out. And maybe you have similar feelings around these things as I do. Maybe you don't. That's okay. I'm okay being me, and I'm okay with you being you. So by the end of this, I'm kind of already with my head. I'm going ahead to the comments and what they're going to be, and etc. etc. Oh, Bob Trotter shifted. Oh, this, that, and the other. I just don't care. I'm speaking honestly, and this is the truth, right? So the reason that I haven't been posting videos a lot, I know they say you should post weekly. I've tried it. It doesn't suit me and I'll call it my health situation. It doesn't suit me, and I like to post something when I'm passionate about it. And I find that the videos I make, right, I have 4 here to go, right? I don't know if you can see that, but I'm working on 4. And the reason I can't get them finished is because they affect me so much. They're so deeply emotional. And you might notice through this, I am a psychotherapist and I am a counsellor, so emotions will most likely crop up quite a lot. And that's just me. So, what's been getting to me? I'll keep the most important thing till last, which is my relationship with friends on the left, we'll say. So for starters, one of the things that I've told you in the past, when I focus on this, I made it in a video, right? I'm literally watching what people are saying, going through frame by frame, watching their emotions, watching the emotions in the background, and it takes its toll. I haven't, if the comments are going to come up and say, "Oh, you shifted," I'm not shifting. My view, my views. I'm patriotic to the core. My views haven't changed, and as always, the homelessness situation is what's on my mind most. But a couple of things that I want to get out, and I have to get them out because, like in the last one, that was this emotional, and I'm not scared to show my emotions. I'm used to dealing with emotions a lot. There might be pauses here because, as I said, I think I've said it's not, obviously I'm not scripting anything. It's coming from the heart. It's coming from very deep inside me. So if there is, and it's just going to be one shot. Whether it's, I don't care whether it's good or whether it's not. It's not about that. So, so right, the things that have been getting to me. So the situation in Ireland is it's not the focus of this, but it's the main thing. The situation in Ireland, of course, is I find it soul destroying. I'll have to come back to that. If you do see a break in this, as I said, it's because I'm taking an emotion break because I'm welling up or I'm getting too emotional to put this out, to be honest. Okay, let's take a breath in. Right. So, firstly, just to answer some questions, I'll be as brief as I can. People ask me about time schedule and etc. etc. I cannot keep to the time schedules because it wears me out. That's point number 1. Point number 2 is it has become very obvious to me that I'm not taking out enough time from all of this and from Dublin, and I need more time out in nature. I really do. I need to be, I'm a hiker. I travel the Himalayas. Jesus, and what am I doing? I'm sitting in this room, going out and recording protests and getting people's reactions to different things, and it takes it out of you. Like it does. There's no denying it. Like, um, so deep breath again. Right. Let me be quite clear before anything of this starts in earnest. God, I don't know how much time I've already taken. 5 minutes, Jesus. Right, look, I want to be quite clear about something. I have no issues about, no one has a choice about their religion, where they're born, colour of their skin. No one has that choice. You don't have that choice. I don't hold that against anybody. I just don't understand how anyone could. That's the truth. I just do not understand how you can hold that against someone. What I can understand is how that affects us in Ireland. I'm talking about it in particular, of course. But as you all know, like there's been I haven't had comments about racism, about me being right wing, because I think you all know where I'm coming from, whatever side you're on. I know you know where I'm coming from, and that isn't me, and I think that's been made quite clear. So I'm taking what I'm going to call a digital detox. Jesus, we're already 6 minutes in. I'm taking a digital detox for a few reasons. Because I have to, and because I just noticed yesterday something cropped up on Twitter, and it's someone I know, and the post just damaged me. I can't call it anything different. It damaged me. I held on to it. I'm used to holding people in a therapeutic relationship, but I'm in this instance, I'm holding on to something that I cannot seem to let go. And it's a clip I saw on Twitter yesterday. It's not about Twitter, but I'm sorry I watched it, and it's been hard to get it out of my head. I can't say what it is, I don't think. But it surrounds a situation that I'm sure you're all well aware of. And it was just, it was so intense that I was just like, even thinking about it now on reflection, my heart is just thumping, thinking about this, right? So I just went, sorry, Twitter, I'm not doing it. That's it. It's just too much. Same, Facebook seems to be going the same way. I don't use Facebook, but like I occasionally pop in. It seems to be the same. It's just too much. So I'm not doing that either. So, okay, I have going back to when I started this channel. Right, I used to do hiking in Glendalough, shit like that, and I'm not doing it anymore. And I'm not out hiking. I'm not out in nature. I'm not doing the things that keep me happy, because this is just everything that's happening in Dublin is so. For someone who sees it firsthand, it's just so overwhelming. It's really overwhelming, and the fact that it isn't seen by everyone just is I I'm just I have no words to describe it, right? So here we go. So I start doing Glendalough, then I went on to these kind of videos, and within a few of them, I was up on my folks, and my folks said to me, "Oh, sorry, video. I'm beginning to think you're a bit," and then cutting themselves short, and I'm going, "A bit what? A bit what?" And they didn't answer, but I know what they meant, and you know what they meant, right? And I'm kind of going, why? I have to explain this to my folks. Of all the people that who've known me all my life, my folks, and they're kind of, they got it, and then they start complimenting me and stuff. They sort of saw what was going on. But here's the thing, right? So, with regards to the left, right? We'll start with that. So, I stop it out with I'd stop and chat with anyone. Do you know what I mean? I'll listen to anyone, left or right. I've never considered myself anything, and I still don't. I just don't. I was just told I'm in the middle, but I don't even think I was in the middle. I was just nothing other than someone who cared, extremely cared about the well-being of my fellow man. So, in my youth, I think I've said this before, I think we were all left. And to be honest, I was probably more left than anyone left here. I had 17 years of dreadlocks, I had 33 earrings and 5 piercings in my nose. I would be everything, because my heart believed that I just don't want to see trauma in the world, right? And I think that is what the left thinks. That is their core belief. I don't want to see suffering in the world, and I'm against anything that causes suffering in the world. But then it stops. There is no, but there's exceptions to that. There is no exceptions to it. It's just that's the way I feel, and that's the way I used to feel. I used to have. I didn't think people should have passports. That was the way I felt, and I don't like seeing anybody in any part of the world suffering for any reason. It upsets me greatly. Doesn't matter what country it is. I don't give a shit who's going to throw in something about countries I'm not going to name here for fear of some sort of backlash, but I don't give a shit because I care about everyone. And I don't like to see anyone being harmed or anyone being in pain. It's because I take that on board, and I think as a therapist, that's what you do. You take people's stuff on board, but as a therapist, I had supervision. I don't have supervision around this to talk me through stuff, right? So anyway, I was more left than most people. And, in ways, do you know what I mean? I'm a bit of both. I'm not like, my core beliefs anyway, from, I'm absolutely bound to this country. And when I die, I'll be happy for it for my ashes to go into the soil. I'm deeply, and that is the root of everything I do on YouTube. Homelessness, etc., is what I'm fighting for. But hey, I'm taking forever doing this. But anyway, right, look. So left or right, I don't give a shit what you are, really. Do you know what I mean? If you care, you care. If you don't, you don't. Here's what I'm getting to. At last, says you. So recently, the people come up to me on the street, including the left, strangely enough, has started to happen. I don't get any more of these comments accusing me of anything. It just doesn't happen anymore. But guys who are very obviously on the left come over and go, I appreciate what you're doing, and I think it's because of about homelessness. Right, I think, it's happening quite regular now. I'm okay, I'll chat with anyone. I really will. I will chat with anyone. I don't care what organization you're from. I don't care whether you lean this way or that way. I just don't care. So recently, say 2 of my closest friends, right? And when I say closest, I mean 40 years, 40 years of friendship. Very, very close friends, like type of friends that during the plague that came in from China, I'd sit for 3.5 hours talking on the phone, etc. And now the rug has been pulled from under my feet, right? Now I noticed when I started posting videos that I saw friends dropping off Facebook. That's fine. If they don't get me, they don't get me. If you briefly look at a thumbnail and judge me on that, then that's okay too. You go, he's going to be this, he's going to be that, whatever you think. I see loads of people and they comment on my videos and they haven't even watched the video. I asked them, did you watch the video? I don't even have to, because they haven't. They haven't even watched it, right? So anyway, so my friend, my 2 friends, right, both, I would say at this stage, because I know what left means, they would be leaning left. One has worked with the likes of, musically has worked with, what's that girl's name? Thunberg, whatever, I can't think of her name. Anyway, one of them is LGBTQT. I got that right? LGBTQ plus, whatever, gay bloke. She's one of my closest friends for about 40 years. So it started with him. And I made a little joke about, he'd seen my videos. I made a little joke about, I got a shillelagh. And he said, oh yeah, nice and that. And I said, he said, what you get it for? And I went, well, I got it for my hip, by the way. I got hip replacements, etc. And I've MS and I fall over it. So that's why I have the. And he said, why did you get the shillelagh, the walking stick? He said, Irish shillelagh. it's also like a battle stick historically. I said, oh, for defending myself against lefties, which was back then, that was it was a joke, right? And he came back with something like, he didn't take it. You know, this is a guy I'm talking to for 40 years, right? Very, very close with. This is the gay lad who I hope is watching, and, you know, and I don't mean anything weird by saying the gay lad. I'm not going to make excuses or rectify anything. So I got a response about the Shirley saying about my friend has in Ireland has rented his house out to immigrants instead of Irish people, and I think he got attacked because of it. And I'm like, okay, you know, in my head, I'm going, why didn't he rent it to Irish people first? Well, that's my thoughts. I didn't say that. I just went, okay. But he said, and if that's the kind of thing, sorry, the guy who rented the house got beat up because, if I didn't say that, he got beat up because of these who he had renting the house. About 16 minutes, Thomas sped up a bit. So he came back and he said, if you align yourself with any of these things, I'm going to have to just say that's you and me finished. I was like, what? Hang on a second. You know me 40. This is what I'm thinking. You know me 40 years and you're saying that? You know me. I worked with the guy. How can I put this without? I worked with this guy, and I was working for a lesbian couple who had a child with learning disabilities, very serious, quite serious. So I was working with the child and with them in a therapeutic environment. I don't know. I worked with them basically. This child, in turn, strangely enough, decided to get I had wanted sex change all through life. I had to change the name. Did I call this person as she? I had to call this person. I had to change gender. Then I had to change name. I had to change. I had to change. I'd be pulled up if I said her instead of he, and blah blah blah, and that was okay, right? So I don't care about that. The way I look at it is, if someone's my friend, they're my friend. It's this is what I don't understand. So this guy, much love to you if you're watching, brother. He felt that about me, that something about me was semi-aggressive. I don't know, but that's completely untrue. As you know, as I know myself. But people tend to sort of, maybe it's an age thing. People get to a certain stage where they seem to disregard the 30 years that you've known, 40 years you've known someone, and just on something that's happening in the moment, change everything and go, I'm not having this anymore. And you kind of go like, what? No discussion, nothing, right? And it's just, it's kind of heartbreaking. And I do find that about the left. Sorry, but you don't allow discussion. It's, even people I meet on the streets, I ask politely, can I talk? Like, there is no discussion. It's just, and I know where they're coming from. They're coming from a place because they care about the world. They care about the majority of them. They care about people, etc. That's where they're coming from. That's their core belief, and that's what they act on, right? I understand that. So this friend, which now we'll move on from, we've only in the last couple of months, he wished me a happy birthday. So he reached out to me, and I was greatly moved by it. At the same time, I had a friend over from the UK. Now I consider this I can't say an even closer friend. I can't tell you how close I am with this guy. We've gone through everything since I was maybe 17, and I was in the UK. I moved to the UK. He was one of my first friends, and we've had that friendship. He'd come over here for gigs over the years. So he came over last year. Not last year, sorry. He came over a few years back, and he came over a few weeks ago. And we went to a gig. We had a lovely few days. I brought him along where the famine memorial thing was. did we discuss it? I don't even know if we discussed immigration, or we did go walk through Basin Lane where the IPAS Centre situation was. There's a video if you want to have a look there. We walked through that, and it was a bit confrontational. I think he felt a bit uncomfortable, but by and large, we didn't really discuss. I'm not. Very good chance I discussed immigration and homelessness with him. Very good chance. But over the 3 days, we talked till 4 a.m. Went to the gig, came back. I just thought brilliant. I noticed a couple of small little triggers that being a psychotherapist, not triggers, a couple of things I saw in eye contact at certain moments where I foresaw what was going to happen. And to this person, if you're watching, which I would imagine you will be, I hope this gets some clarity more than me just emailing you with descriptions and excusing myself, or because I'm not excusing myself. My thoughts are my thoughts, and I'm entitled to them. If our views don't align anymore, that's fine. Can people not just still have a friendship and not have to align to every fucking single political feeling the other person has these days? Can it not just be that, man, I love you to bits. What you're saying is not really where I'm coming from at this point in time, but you're my very good friend. This isn't me, but that's cool. I'll accept you as you are, because that's devotional. Sorry, that's what's the word I'm looking for? Undevoted love, undevoted, whatever, right? So, but it's like, see, he comes over, he spends a few days, loved it. Day's leaving, gets up early. And I come out, he says, yeah, I'm about to hop off, just doing a bit of Tai Chi. I'm out the door. I went, oh, great, I'll see you next time. Gave him a hug, felt something slightly wrong. Then a week goes by, I'm sending him clips. I recorded him, I had recorded him coming out of the airport and giving me a hug. And I sent him that. I went, you didn't even know I was recording that. I thought things were kind of normal, but I felt something was wrong. So a few days go by, I sent him that clip. I asked him a few questions. He's an artist. I ask him about thumbnails. He helps me with a few things artistically, a lot of things artistically. But I get this, I wondered where he was, and then he said, oh, I'm off camping for a few days. I went, fine. Then about a week goes by, and he comes back with this email that looked like it was written by ChatGPT, to be honest. This video is taking too long. So or it looked like it wasn't written by him. However, the point he was getting across to me was, he said, we've changed over the years, and now basically he said that's kind of our friendship over, sort of thing, in not so many words. He put it very nicely, or ChatGPT or his girlfriend, whoever wrote it for him, if he didn't write it himself, it was put very politely. But the end result was, you and me, we're just not mates anymore, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like kids, I'm not your friend. But I respect him for that. I respect him. That's cool. But this is again leading back to what this guy is. His definition of lefty is someone who deeply cares about others, something along them lines. And I go, well, then you might as well consider me a lefty. So my response to him was countering everything he said, right? But here's the thing. Not countering, that sounds like that. It wasn't like that, right? Never is with me. So, but the thing was, right, that he never had this discussion when he sat here beside me and fucking watching. Do you know what I mean? He didn't fucking say it to me while he was sat here. He was away back to England 2 weeks later before I get this response, right? And basically, to me, I think that is kind of how I see the left. That he doesn't want, he trusts me implicitly, I'd imagine, and he's looking at what is going on for me, and he knows that if it became a discussion about it, there's I would think, this is just inferring, or I would think that he's going to look at it and go, he would not be able to hold a discussion with me around this, because I have all the bases covered. Again, sounding like I'm in a battle with someone for some reason. All the bases covered. But look, it wasn't said to me face to face. It was ran away like a sorry. I know you'll be watching this. Sorry, but you fucked off and just left me without discussing any of these things. Uh, and it was all hugs and friendship and everything the way it has been for 40 years. And then all of a sudden, this email that has destroyed me. And it has destroyed me for the past 2 weeks. Absolutely. I can't tell you the effect it's had on me. And whether I replied to him as calmly, but the fact is he ran away without discussion. That's it in a nutshell. And if you're watching, sorry, that is my thoughts on it, my friend. You ran away without discussion, like a child. It's very, very not childish, childlike, that you did that, that you just ran and then through and that is how I see the left. You just don't get a discussion. You get no, because this, and you go, yeah, but what about no, because you just don't get it, right? Am I going to wind this up? Have I said everything I want to say? It's already gone on too long, anyway, way too long. Look, what's my point? What is the point of this video? Have I covered everything? I don't care. That's not what it's about. So, what is my point? I have to be very strategic in comments. I comments what I like and heart, what comments I like, because they are analysed by many people, and the slightest little tone change and that be see, look, Bob Trotter, blah blah blah. It's all bullshit. You know, I know where I'm coming from, and there's nothing about hidden meanings of anything. It's just literally this is face value. I'm talking to you, and talking to this camera without this inferring this. What does that mean? It's just I'm talking, and this is the way I talk as a human being, and this is the way I'm talking to yourself if you're watching, and subscribers who I'm extremely grateful for, of course. But these things break my heart, and I'm sure it's happening in your workplace. I'm sure it's happening with your family and friends. I'd love to hear your comments on this. I'm trying to wind up as quickly as possible, which could mean I'll be still another 20 minutes trying to get this out of my chest. But I wonder, is it happening? I hear it in the comments all the time. You know, oh, my father this and my friends that. I am losing friends by the bucket load. Do I consider them friends? Well, apart from the two guys I just mentioned, I don't give a shit about friends on Facebook I haven't met in 30 years. But for friends who are really close and that happens, that's deeply distressing. I've just noticed that the camera's focused on the ceiling. Not very professional, but I'm not very professional. But look, I suppose what I'm trying to say is, I don't even know if I'm addressing the left or who I'm addressing. It's just viewers, right? Have the heart to discuss things with someone rather than just cut them off, because that is just soul destroying. For someone who talks about caring so much about those in trauma, etc., not having considerations for my feelings as someone that you know for so long, you want to have a little look at yourself there. You want to have a little bit of self-analysis there wouldn't go astray there, my friend. I'm not talking to subscribers. I'm talking to this one of these guys. So all I'm asking here is, have conversations. Don't just cut someone off because you think, and you don't even know. You've looked at a thumbnail, or you've heard something, or you've seen a Twitter post or something. All of a sudden, you completely change your mind about them. All of a sudden, everything you know about them is discarded because this in the moment point is what you're trusting. Oh my God, Bob Trotter's changed so much. No, I haven't changed at all. I'm the same person I've been all the time, other than the obvious changes that come with getting a bit more old, a bit more experienced, and having a bit more cop on and seeing things properly, not hidden behind the veil that things are hidden behind at the moment. That things can't be said, things can't be told. You can't mention things without being called this and that. And can we not just get a point that we can just talk to each other? Just talk. We can get to the bottom of it between us instead of this bullshit nonsense of running a fucking way, or just getting into a no comment. You can't come over here. You're all over there with these righty and this, that, and the other. Have a conversation like a normal human being. Jesus Christ, have a normal conversation. Why can't you, like, why do you have to run away? Like, it's just so childlike. It is absolutely childlike. I think people should have the decency to respect the history you've had in a relationship rather than just fucking attack you and run away like a child. I think it's a disgrace. And again, if you're watching, man, love you to bits. You know I do. You hold a place in my heart that has just been destroyed. It is. I'm grieving the loss of friends. That's what it is. That's it. Nailed. At the moment, I'm grieving the loss of friendships, and it is a grief, and it is a loss, and it's almost like a bereavement. And what's most hurtful about it is that there's no explanation, there's no discussion, there's no debate, there's nothing. It's just, whoa, you're out of here? What? So I suppose the purpose of this is just to ask you to just have conversations. Don't eat someone because I'm on the left and I'm on the right. It doesn't fucking matter. This is the world we're all living in. We're all human beings. Talk to each other. Get an understanding of each other without putting these fucking barriers up. And talk to me if you meet me and explain why you think I'm wrong without no one's aggressive at me on the streets or nasty, to be honest, but have a conversation with me without anger, without anything. Just have a conversation like a fucking human being and do that with each other. Sounds like I'm instructing here rather than suggesting. So I'm suggesting talk to people, let them talk to you, let them finish what they're thinking and explain why they think the way they do without stripping it down to, I care about people, you don't, you're out of here, or any of this bullshit, because it is just soul destroying. It's absolutely soul destroying. And I'm just speechless as to what's happening around this stuff. Speechless. It's not going to change what I post. It's not going to change my videos at all. They'll always be this. You know what I mean? I'm starting another channel, right? But I'm not. My tone isn't going to change by you going, no, that's wrong. Greta Thunberg, is that the girl's name I was trying to think of earlier? Greta Thunberg, no. You're not discussing things like a human. It's just not, So that's all I'm hoping for. Now, I'm sure no one's bleeding much. Half an hour of me in a meltdown here, but look, why can't we just talk to each other? That's it in a nutshell. Why can't we just talk? Why do we have to have this aggression and we're on different sides and we're not? Here's me saying it's finished and I'm going on. I was at a homeless handout there last week, and there's the left, will say, turned up, strangely enough, with Irish flags, which is really nice to see. Right? Someone will tell me they weren't the left. I'm going to say the left. And we're there with the homeless. They're marching about homelessness, yet there seemed to be this barrier between us for some reason. I couldn't get my head around it. I go, what the hell is this about? It was like, we're both here for homeless reasons, but we're going, no, because of this, and no, because of that, without just talking. And I tried to talk, and I tried to go to the left and say, can you explain? Can I talk to you? No, can't talk. And that. Of all respect for everyone, it doesn't matter who you are. I have respect for everyone. I don't care what country you're from. I don't care whether you're poor, whether you're rich. I don't give a shit what skin color you are. I don't care if you got 3 fucking legs, right? That was weird. But I don't care. What I care is just deep relationships and meaningful connections between human beings. We all care. We all fucking care. If you think Irish people who are kind of questioning immigration, etc. at the moment don't care, you're fucking wrong. We do care. We care about what's happening in wars around the world. I'm saying we. Now that's me aligning myself and saying that, look, whatever. Talk to each other, for God's sake, while we still can. Talk to each other. Discuss what you're feeling, discuss your thoughts and discuss your theories, and try and not debate. That infers semi-argument, but structured and intelligent. I mean, discussions, friendly, hey buddy, don't, you said this and you said that. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking you to consider doing that. And if you're the boss of someone who's been spotted on look, please talk to each other. Please be friendly with each other. Everyone cares. No one likes to see anyone traumatized. No one likes to see wars in the world. No one likes to see anyone suffering. or any of these things. They're deeply upsetting for fucking everyone. And if you think it's only you because you're on the left, you're very fucking wrong. You're very fucking wrong. And it's just, you're just stuck in this thing that we're all, and we're not. And I'd ask you to just reconsider your position in terms of how black and white you are about situations, that there's no grey areas that can be discussed. It's just no, yes, and that's it. That's all I'm asking here. Please be nice to each other. Please, let's, oh God, can we not just realise that there are issues that we agree with, that it's not black and white, that, you know, yeah, I agree with you a little bit on this, but you're a bit on that side, but that we're all fucking different. And that's the beauty of being a human, that we can fucking ask it, we can express that individuality in the way we want, but that we're open for discussion like humans. We're not fucking cavemen anymore. We're able to have intelligent, articulated, well-constructed conversations on a friendly basis or friendly terms, and still hold a loving relationship with each other.